What was the word for park?
Park.
Park. So parks, the plural is parklar. Parklar.
Parklar.
So we're adding on lar to get the plural in Turkish.
Lar is spelled L-A-R.
If we have lar, what else do you think we have?
Ler.
Ler, exactly. You remember the word for house or the house?
Ev.
Ev. How would houses be?
Evler.
Evler. Very good. How do you think you would say from the houses?
In which order would they?
So first make
Okay.
houses and then say from the houses.
So have Evler. Evlerden.
Good. Evlerden.
Now, we had mentioned briefly that in the syllables
El, em, and er, the e will become a little bit more open. So it might sound like an a.
depending on the dialect.
No, but it's not. That shouldn't confuse you in respect of vowel harmony. Evlerden. A little more open e or less tight. No, more relaxed. What was parks?
Parklar.
Parklar. From the parks?
Parklardan.
Parklardan. Good. What was from the park?
Parkdan.
With a D, parkdan.
Parktan.
Perfect. So here we had the hard version of D, which is a T. No, because K is a hard version of a G, really. G, K, the T. So we matched that. We matched those together. We said parktan with a T. But with the plural, parklardan. No, because these changes we are making, they're not grammatical, they are phonetic, they are based just on sound. So R is not the hard version of anything, so we go back to D. Parklardan, from the parks. In the parks?
Parklarda.
Good. Parklarda. In the houses?
Evlerde.
Evlerde. Good. Now the plural in Turkish is especially useful for something else other than making nouns plural. We can also use it to make verbs plural. What does this mean, to make verbs plural? Firstly, we need to understand the concept that's not so obvious in English. We have he and she and it in English. But it's not obvious with the words that we use in English. The two he's is they. The words are very different. In many other languages, you can clearly see that relationship, that they is the plural of he, she, and it. The two he's is they, a he and a she is they, two she's is they, two it's is they. So, if we take a verb like istiyor, which means he wants, she wants, it wants, istiyor, we can make it plural and then get the version of the verb that we need for they. So if we want to say they want, we just take he, she, it wants, and we make it plural. How would you do that?
İstiyorlar.
İstiyorlar. And then we have they want. So what was to go?
Gitmek.
Gitmek. He is going.
Gidiyor.
Gidiyor. They're going.
Gidiyorlar.
Gidiyorlar. Good. So we can take the he, she, and it version and we just make it plural. Denemek. Denemek is to try. Denemek.
Denemek.
How would you say I'm trying?
Deniyorum.
Deniyorum. How would you say I'm not trying?
Denemiyorum.
Very good. Denemiyorum. And he's not trying, she's not trying?
Denemiyor.
Denemiyor. They're not trying.
Denemiyorlar.
Denemiyorlar.
And here we see again how that strong accent before the negation really helps you pronounce the entire word. Denemiyorlar. Knowing that you're putting that strong stress before the negation can help the rest of the syllables come out. Denemiyorlar.
Good. What was the word for he, she, or it? If we wanted to make a contrast, for example, and say, I'm trying, but he's not trying. Let's make that sentence. I'm trying.
Deniyorum.
Good. Deniyorum, but
Ama.
he's not trying. What was the word for he?
O.
Good.
O. Denemiyor.
Perfect. We would probably include the word for I as well in this kind of contrast. So ben deniyorum ama o denemiyor. So o was the word for he, she, or it. And we spoke about how Turkish really doesn't have any gender in the language. And we see this, how he, she, and it is the same word, o, for all. The plural of o, so this would be the word for they, is onlar. Onlar.
Onlar.
Onlar. So we notice that we get an extra n there when we make the plural onlar.
Onlar.
Good. So this is the word for they. So how would you say, for example, I'm here, but they're not. I'm here, but they're not. So what here do we need? Do we need at this place? Do we need to this place?
At.
Good.
It was burada.
Good. It's burada. So I'm here.
Buradayım.
Buradayım or buradayım, I'm here, but
Ama
They're not here. You can just say, but they're not. But they're not.
and onlar, like o, doesn't have its own ending. So unlike when we say I'm not, değilim, we don't have to worry about adding anything on for onlar. So, but they're not.
ama onlar değil.
That's it. Buradayım ama onlar değil. How would you say the house is empty? The house is empty. So what's the house?
Ev
And what is empty?
boş.
That's it. Ev boş. Ev boş. The house is empty. How would you say the houses are empty?
Evler boş.
Evler boş. What was the word for why or reason?
Neden?
Neden? Reasons?
Nedenler.
Nedenler.
We said that food was
Yemek.
yemek, and this also means meal. So if you wanted to say meals,
Yemekler.
Yemekler. Very good.